Olá a todos! Are you a native Spanish speaker or know some basics in Spanish? Many students ask me if Spanish helps with learning Portuguese. The one thing students want to avoid is speaking portuñol, a mix between both languages. If that is your case, that is very common. The closeness between both languages is a huge help at the beginning because vocabulary and language structure are very similar, but quickly it becomes a headache when you start diving in deeper and understanding that there are some impressive differences. Today we will be covering 5 common mistakes Spanish speakers do when communicating in Portuguese, so you can finally start saying goodbye, adeus, to your portuñol. If you are learning Portuguese, you are at the right place. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to support my channel and be notified about my new videos. E agora, vamos começar! One of the most frequent mistakes is the incorrect use of the masculine and feminine articles, because the truth is, in many cases the word is exactly the same or very similar, but has a different gender. To help, I have a special guest today, my friend Anna from the YouTube channel How to Spanish, a native Spanish speaker that will be reading some words and sentences in Spanish to help clarify the differences with the Portuguese. So let's take a look at some of the most common words used in Portuguese that have a different gender in Spanish. Milk, o leite.
La leche,
Postcard, o postal.
la postal,
Tree, a árvore.
el árbol,
Bridge, a ponte.
el puente,
Custom, o costume.
la costumbre.
Now let's take a look at words that end in agem in Portuguese. These usually end in AJE in Spanish. A mensagem, a garagem, a viagem are all feminine, while in Spanish they are all masculine.
El mensaje, el garaje, el viaje.
Another common mistake Spanish speakers do have to do with possessives. In European Portuguese, unlike Spanish, possessives should always be preceded by the definite articles o, a, os, as that agree in number and gender with the noun. If you want to understand better why we do this in Portuguese, it is all explained in this video. Now, some practical examples. My book, o meu livro.
Mi libro,
My female dog, a minha cadela.
mi perra,
My glasses, os meus óculos.
mis gafas,
My female friends, as minhas amigas.
mis amigas.
Another problem for those learning Portuguese who already master Spanish are the false friends, words that are the same but with a completely different meaning. Many times these false friends can cause some embarrassing situations. Imagine you are at a restaurant eating a delicious dish, prato delicioso. At the end, the waiter, empregado, asks if you enjoyed it, and you answer, estava esquisito. In Portuguese means weird, while in Spanish it means the same as in English, exquisite. So in this situation, you should respond, estava muito bom, it was very good, ou estava ótimo, it was great. Here are a few other false friends you should be careful with. My brother is bigger than me. O meu irmão é maior do que eu. Mayor in this context doesn't mean older, it means taller. In Spanish, you would have to say,
Más alto.
this street is very wide. Esta rua é muito larga. Larga in Spanish doesn't mean wide, it means long. In Spanish, you would have to say,
Ancha.
he puts away the books in the attic. Ele guarda os livros no sótão. Sótão here does not mean basement, it means attic. In Spanish, you would have to say,
Ático.
if you would like to learn more of these, I have a video with Anna and David on their YouTube channel, totally dedicated to false friends between Portuguese and Spanish. In addition to false friends, there are also similar words between Portuguese and Spanish that can be easily mixed up. It is quite usual for a Spanish speaker to write or pronounce incorrectly these words. Mas, but, mais, more. On Mondays, he has more work. Às segundas-feiras, ele tem mais trabalho. Mais, in Spanish, is
Más.
he works a lot, but he likes it. Ele trabalha muito, mas ele gosta. Mas, in Spanish, is
Pero.
if you want to learn more about pronunciation differences between both languages, check out this video. As you probably know, there are many verbs that are written the same in Portuguese and Spanish. However, there are situations where we simply do not use the same verb to express the same action. To get a cab in Portuguese is apanhar táxi, while in Spanish it's
Tomar un táxi.
to pick up your kids in Portuguese is buscar os filhos, while in Spanish it is
Recoger a los hijos.
the children play. In Portuguese, as crianças brincam. In Spanish, it's
Juegan.
the verb jogar in Portuguese is to play a game, either sports or one with rules, like a board game. Brincar is the verb we use for free play. Let me know in the comments below if you were aware of these differences and if you struggle with any. If you are a Spanish speaker, we have on our team several teachers that are experienced teaching Portuguese to Spanish natives. Meanwhile, we will be working on more videos to explore this topic and help you succeed in saying Adeus Portunhol! Até para a semana!